Hi everyone. Hi everyone, I'm Dhruv from India and I'm 18. I graduated high school last year and I'm on a gap year involved with different charities, NGOs and society organizations exploring child rights and its intersection with the environment, environmental advocacy in general. Um, Before I talk about what I'm going to do in the future, I would like to talk about how I started. I started when I was about 11 or 12 by first writing an essay actually in 2017 for the Trust for Sustainable Living. It was about combating climate change by 2030, which seems pretty difficult now, but back then I was really hopeful. I wrote this essay and it was the first time that I realized that, well, I have a voice as well. And I looked beyond my school. I wanted to do something in this area. I really wanted to contribute in any way that I wanted, that I could help. But I realized that many organizations simply exclude children. And the fact is that children, when we look at different age groups, children are physically and physiologically more vulnerable to the impacts of climate change. But more often than not, they do not have these spaces, do not have even the funding to be able to speak at these events. And that really shocked me because when we look at international conventions, it is the obligation of states to protect children's rights. Children have the right to a healthy environment, they have the right to health, they have the right to education, the right to indigenous language and culture, the right to just simply live their life. And to imagine that there are children that are being killed by the direct impacts of climate change, there are children, especially girls, that are being traded for livestock, not because of the cultural issues, but because the parents simply do not have an option. They do not have an option and they have to trade their children for livestock. There are girls that are working for 6 hours a day, dropping out of school to collect enough water for their family. And these are just the realities of so many different children. And through my essay, I really wanted to highlight that. That's why I wrote it through the perspective of a child in a slum, thinking about these challenges that they face and how with just a bit of education, basic sciences, if not a huge change, but they could at least uplift themselves from this poverty, at least know that for the reasons that are impacting their health, know about how they can contribute and know about their rights. And the future of my work, I believe, is in the intersection of law and environment. I'm not quite sure, just as Sam, I'm not sure what I'm going to do, what degree, what institution, but I want to work in this space to use international treaties to hold governments accountable, even if that means taking them to the court. I'm ready to do that. But I really want to work in this area, and I think this is one of the most profound first steps that I could have. Thank you so much.